Hi, Aaron King from Fit Clinic. The calorie density of food is important, especially if we're trying to manage our weight or reduce our body fat, because what we find is different food values or different macronutrients provide different feelings of fullness in the stomach and whether we feel satisfied or not. So I've prepared a chart here. So this is 500 calories of each portion and typically how they're going to feel in the stomach. So as you can see, fats don't provide any real feelings of fullness for 500 calories, but it's going to provide a lot of calories, a lot of energy, which we don't want if we're trying to maintain our weight. So sauces, oils, things like that come under this. So that's why I typically recommend to reduce things like that, especially in a weight loss phase. Here we've got some processed carbohydrates, proteins, and over here is vegetables. That's why we often recommend increasing our vegetable intake, especially raw or moderately cooked vegetables, because they're going to make us feel fuller for longer while providing a lower calorie load but keeping the nutrients high. It's important to give us feelings of satiety and fullness, and that often comes from a high amount of vegetables and protein. Now, carbohydrates are not the enemy, but often we overconsume too much of those in some cases, depending upon our activity level. So we often need to match our energy expenditure with our intake. And some of the best ways to do that are really bump up our vegetables, keep the protein high as well, because they provide feelings of fullness, and keep things like sauces, oils to a minimum, and especially in cases where we don't need them. So calorie density is important because that's what's going to keep us feeling full, while our calorie load is going to be appropriate for our goal. Thank you.